Hello friends, this is Dr. Vanna and today's lecture is on the topic physiology of Nidra, that is sleep. The sleep is very important in maintenance of health and its importance has been well recognized by the scholars of Ayurveda, and they have considered Nidra, that is sleep, as important pillar for the maintenance of health along with diet and Brahmacharya. Ahara, Nidra and Brahmacharya are the three upastambha, that is three pillars of the body. Traya upastambha iti ahara swapno brahmacharyam iti. The ahar, that is diet, swapna, that is nidra, and brahmacharya. Brahmacharya means that is the control over the sensory organs. A few scholars have considered the meaning of brahmacharya as only the celibacy or the control over the sexual activity. But whereas Chakravarti has considered the brahmacharya under a wider perspective and explained that brahmacharya shabdena indriya sanyam somanasya pravrittayo brahma jnana anuguna grahante, means the brahmacharya word means indriya sanyam, control over the sensory organs. Another meaning is brahma means jnana, brahma, and charya. Charya means the conduct or the effort which we put to get the real knowledge by control over the sensory organs. So we can get the real knowledge only by having the control over all our sensory and motor organs. So the ahar, nidra and brahmacharya, these are the three important pillars for the maintenance of health, and they are interdependent on each other. For example, the diet can affect the quality of sleep or the duration of sleep. Similarly, sleep can have effect over the intake of diet and its digestion. Like if a person takes kaphavardhak ahar or shleshmavardhak ahar, so that induces more sleep. And if a person takes like madhya, it induces sleep. But if a person takes vatavardhak ahara, then that aggravated what may cause less sleep. Similarly, the duration of sleep and the time of sleep, it also affects the diet intake and metabolism. If someone has a night awakening, so it may cause indigestion, nausea, may cause indigestion of the food, that is that may lead to the, in a long run, that may lead to the various metabolic disorders, as sleep is one of the important factor, causative factor among the various kind of metabolic disorders. So these two are interdependent on each other. Similarly, the brahmacharya, it is among the three, I think this is the most important because it is related with the control over our indriya. So the diet, it is also dependent on the control over the indriya. If someone has control over the rasanendriya, so then only the person takes the balanced diet or mit ahar, that is the quantity which is required for a person as per his or her physical activity or the body demand. But if someone takes a diet as per the desire, to fulfill the desire or taste, like someone is having more fatty diet or more carbohydrate or sweetened diet, that may cause that diet will be malnourished diet. So in the same manner, the sleep is also very important. The duration of sleep as well as the time of sleep, it is very important for the maintenance of health. So and all are related basically with the control over the sensory organs. So another important thing about the sleep is that Ayurveda has considered this as an important natural body urge. Acharya Charak has described some dharaniya, that is suppressible urge, and adharaniya veg, that is unsuppressible urge. So Nidra is described under the category of unsuppressible urge. Na vegan dhariyate dhiman jatan na nidraya ni swasasya srameda cha. Means the natural sleep urge should not be suppressed, otherwise it may cause disturbance in the bodily functions and may cause disorders. So as we know, the improper sleep or lack of sleep is associated with various kind of disorders. So the sleep is natural body urge, and it is very essential for maintenance of health and the nourishment of the body. Now, what is the mechanism of generation of sleep? How Ayurveda scholars have described the mechanism of sleep. So Acharya Charak describes that yada tu manasi klante karmatmanah klamanveta vishiyebhyo nivartante tata swapati manava. Means when manasi means mind, klanta means the state of fatigue or inactiveness. Klanta iti nishkriya. Karmatmana here refers to the indriya. Karmatman iti indriyani. Karmatman iti indriyani. So Karmatmana refers to the different indriya, that is sensory and motor organs. Again Klamanvita means kriyareta, means again inactive state or fatigued state. So when the mind and the sensory organs and motor organs, they get fatigued due to continuous activity, then Vishayebhyo nivartante. The mind, they do not get connected with the Vishaya. Vishaya means the Indriya Vishaya or earth, that is Roop, Ras, Gandh, Sabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandh, the respective sensory stimulus for the five sensory organs. So Indriya do not get connected with their respective Vishaya. And Manaso apravritte indriyane na pravarta iti bhava. Here nivartante means the indriya do not get connected with their respective artha or vishaya. Similarly, the mind, it also do not perform its functions, that is chintam vichare oyam cha dhyam sankalpe vacha. So the mind, it also do not get connected with the indriya, as well as it do not perform its own function. Then there is generation of sleep. Tada swapati manava. Manava means the human. So when the man, that is mind, and the sensory organs and motor organs, they get fatigued due to continuous activity, then they do not get connected with their respective stimulus or the subjects or the activity, and then there is generation of sleep. Acharya Shushruta has also described about the generation of sleep. He has given the verse Hridayam Chetana Sthanam Uktam Shushruta Dehinam Tamo Abhibhute Tasmistu Tamastu Nidra Vishati Dehinam Nidra Hetuh Tamah Sattvam Bodhane Hetu Uchyate Swabhav Eva Va Hetu Gariyana Parikiryate. Here Acharya Shushruta describes that the heart is the place for Chetana, that is consciousness, and when the heart gets occluded or obstructed by the Tam Guna or covered by the Tam Guna, then there is generation of sleep in the human body. Nidra hetus tama. The cause of sleep is Tam Guna. We know that the heart is the place for Chetana, consciousness, as well as it is the seat of mind, and mind has the three properties, that is Sattva, Raj and Tam. So the Tam has been considered as the prime cause for generation of sleep. Sattva bodhane hetu uchyate. Hetu means the cause. Sattvam bodhane, the Sattva property of the mind, it is the cause for awareness. So during the sleep, under the influence of Tamma Guna, the body do not respond any kind of stimulus via the sensory organs or the motor organs, but during the predominance of sattva, the body respond to different kind of stimulus, and there is generation of knowledge. Swabhav eva va hetu gariyana parikirite. But the natural urge of sleep is most important factor for generation of sleep. So it is the time factor. Swabhav means here it is the time factor, means there is generation of sleep during the night naturally within the body. So that is also the prime factor. So the tam as well as the swabhav, that is the time factor. We know that the sleep follow the circadian pattern of day and night. So during the night there is generation of sleep. Acharya Dillard has given the commentary that Chetana sah charitam mano api visheshena hridaya sthanam mata अतस्तस्मिन् हृदये तमसा तमो गुणेन उच्छितेन आवृत्ते निरुद्धे सति सव प्राणिना स्वपन्ति. Swapantī means sleep. So the same thing he describes in this explanation, that man along with the chetana resides within the heart. Heart is the special site of these two things, and when the heart gets covered by the tamaguna of the man, then all the creatures, they sleep. So basically tamguna of the mind and shleshma are the cause of sleep. So now here we look how the modern science or modern physiology describes the sleep, what is the sleep and what is the process of generation of sleep. So sleep is a natural periodic state of rest of mind and body with closed eyes, characterized by partial or complete loss of consciousness. So in other words, we can say that sleep is a state of consciousness from which a person can be aroused by the sensory and other stimulus. So we should differentiate it from the coma. Coma is a state when a person cannot be aroused from the unconscious state even by the strongest stimuli. So basically the coma and sleep both are the state of unconsciousness, but in the sleep the person can be awakened by or aroused by the sensory stimulus, whereas in coma the person cannot be aroused from the unconscious state even by giving the stimulus. So this is the picture showing how the mechanism of sleep. So here we can see that this area is in the brain stem is called as reticular activating system, and the reticular formation area. So the brain gets different stimulus through the respective sensory organs continuously through the ascending tracks, different ascending tracks like the touch, pain, temperature through the spinal cord, or through the five special sensory organs. There are different tracks like visual, auditory and gustatory. So all through these tracks the brain is continuously having the stimulus in the form of sensory stimulus to different part of the cortex. So during the awakened period the brain respond to all these stimulus which we get through the visual in the form of visual stimulus, or the auditory, or the smell, or the taste. So or through the somatosensory, different kind of sensations like touch, temperature and pressure, and the body respond to all these stimulus during the awakened time. So when the body gets fatigued, the body and mind, as in Ayurveda it has been described that yada tu manasi klante karmatmana klamanveta, means when the body mind gets fatigued and the sensory organs they get fatigued, then only there is generation of sleep. In the next slide we will understand more about the RAS, how it is important in generation of sleep. So in this picture here you can see that this blue area in the brainstem, this is RAS. So modern science describes RAS that it play a great role in the generation of sleep-wake cycle as well as in the circadian rhythm along with the hypothalamus, especially the circadian clock. So this RAS is present in the brain stem and it extends from midbrain up to the medulla, and it is present in the central axis of the brain stem, and this is the RAS is the group of neurons which are making a network, and their arrangement is of primitive kind. There is no separate differentiation, and the activity of this whole brain, especially the cerebral cortex, it depends on the activity of the neurons of reticular formation area. So the neuronal discharge of reticular formation area decides the level of arousal of brain. So during the daytime the activity of RAS is more, and that's why there is continuous signals to the cerebral cortex in different areas. Here you can see these blue arrows which are signifying the continuous discharge of the neuronal discharge from the RAS, and which stimulates or activates the activity of cerebral cortical neurons. So during daytime, that's why we respond to different kind of stimulus, and during the sleep we do not respond to different kind of stimulus because of the RAS. During this night time it becomes depressed. So the neuronal activity of the cerebral cortex or the arousal of this cerebral cortex depends on the activity of RAS. And this RAS has been considered also as a switch on and switch off button of the brain. So the RAS play a great role in the generation of sleep. So this the sleep during the sleep, the manah klamanvita, it may be understood at the fatigued state of the neuron of the reticular activating system as well as the cerebral cortex, whereas the indriya may be considered as the fatigue of the different receptors in the specified sensory organs. So there are two theories regarding the sleep. One is active theory, other is passive theory. Active theory says that the level of neuronal activity of the reticular formation area, it decides the level of activity of the cerebral cortical neurons or the brain. But when this RAS get fatigued, so there is again decreased arousal of the cerebral cortex, and that induces the sleep. This is the passive theory. But in active theory, they say that the neurons which are present in RAS, they secrete neurotransmitters like GABA and serotonin. So these are the two important neurotransmitters, GABA and serotonin. These are the released by the neurons of RAS, and they reach up to the different part of the nerve, cause the release of these GABA and serotonin into different part of the brain, and they depress the neuronal activity of the brain. So this is the active theory which says that there is an active release of GABA and serotonin, and that induces the sleep. So this is somehow explainable by Ayurveda also, that they also say that it is the cause of sleep is the either mental as well as the fatigue at the level of indriya, or they say that it is because of the increased property of tamogun. So that increased property of tamogun may be related with these two inhibitory neurotransmitters, that is GABA and serotonin, which depress the activity of brain. So thus the loss of consciousness during sleep leads to decreased response to the external stimulus and decreased body movements which we get during the sleep. So this is all about the generation of sleep. Now the types of sleep. In Ayurveda, Charak has described 6 types of sleep on the basis of cause or the origin, the reason behind the generation of sleep. So first one is the tamobhava, when the sleep is aroused because of increased property of tam within the mind, and that is not considered as normal when there is excess increase in the level of tamogud within the mind, that causes the deep that causes the state of deep unconsciousness, and that is considered as abnormal. Shlishma Shamudbhava. Shlishma means the cough. So the sleep which is induced because of increased quantity of kapha dosh within the body. Manah Sarira Samsambhava. The sleep which is induced because of the fatigue state of mind and body. Similarly, Agantuki, it is also not a normal, this sleep has been considered as abnormal sleep, and which is generated during the very serious condition of disorders leading to death. Vyadhanuvartini means the sleep which is induced because of some disorders, like in case of we know that in case of hypothyroidism there is lack of sleep. Similarly, in case of hypothyroidism there is excess of sleep. So some or in the disorders of vata dosh there is lack of sleep, or if there is excess of pitta dosh, that also causes the sleep disturbance. Ratri Srabhav Prabhavacha. So the sleep which is induced naturally during the night. So these are the few types of sleep which get induced because of different reasons. So among these 6 types, this Ratri Srabhav Prabhava, Mana Sharira Samshambhava, these two are the refers to the natural sleep. Other are the other 4 refers to the some this sleep which is generated during some abnormal states. Similarly, Acharya Shushruta has described 3 kinds of sleeps: Tamasi, Swabhavaki and Vaikariki. So the Tamasi, again it is because of excess of Tamagun, as earlier I discussed, within the mind, and it is produced during Pralaya Kale, means when the person is near to death. So this Tamo Bhuishta Nam Ahasu Nishasucha means Ahasu Din, Nishasu Ratri. So when the sleep which is induced because of excess of tamogod within the mind or man, then that sleep persists all through the day and night, and it is not normal. So तत्र यदा संज्ञावहानि श्रोतांसि तमो भूयिष्ठः श्लेष्म प्रतिपद्यते तदा तामसीनां निद्रा संभवत्य अनवबोधिनी. Means when the Sangya Shrotas, means the channel which are carrying all the sensory stimulus, they get obstructed or covered completely by the Tam Guna along with the Shleshma, then the sleep which is produced, it is continuously persists from day and night, and it is not a normal sleep. It is this kind of sleep is produced during near to the death. Although it is considered that yadyapi sarvasam api nidranam tamo hetus tathapi prakristitam tamastvat tamasi nidra kathatyate. Although the generation of even normal sleep, it is because of predominance of tam gun at the night. But when it is in excess in the mind, then that is causes Tamasi Nidra, that is abnormal. Second one is Swabhavaki, this is the normal sleep, and it is also produced by the Tamoguna. So the quality of sleep, it depends on the predominance of Sattva, Raj and Tam during night. If there is dominance of Rajaguna, Rajo Bhuishta Nam Nimittam, so if there is a dominance of Rajoguna, so the sleep may be aniyat kalam, means that sleep there will be no fixed time of onset of sleep because of chal property of Rajaguna. Sometimes the sleep may arise at night and sometimes it may come at daytime. So the pattern of sleep, it is not fixed. sattva bhuishtanam ardharatre, and the sattva dominant, when there is dominance of sattva, so that kind of sleep, it comes at the midnight. So, and such kind of sleep comes in the satvika swapanti, means the person who have the dominance of sattva gun in the mind, they sleep at midnight. So here we can say that that the sleep pattern and the duration of sleep and the sleep pattern, it depends on the proportions of sattva, raj and tam within the mind of a person. Vaikariki means when the sleep is due to some disorder within the body. Chid Shleshmanam Anil Bahulanam, when there is decreased in the quantity of Shleshma, Chid means decreased. Anil Bahulanam, Anil means Vata, Bahul means excess. So when there is excess of Vata dosh and there is decrement of the Kapha dosh, that causes lack of sleep. Manah Sarir Abhitapa Vatam Cha Nevam Sa Vaikariki. When there is any mental stress, or when there is any kind of pain within the body or disorder within the body, then that the sleep which is produced at that time is called as Vaikariki. Now, Ayurveda has also described about the proper time of sleep. So, yatha kalam mato nidram ratro sevate satmyam, means here naturally the sleep comes at the night, and that is the sleep which causes health, and it is satmya, means it is congenial to all the persons. But yatha kalam, here Acharya Vagbhat has described about the habituation, about the duration, about the time of onset of sleep. Some persons, when they get habituated about for the late night awakening and having sleep in the morning hours, so in the long run they may develop the habituation for that, and that pattern of sleep do not produce disturbance within the body. So the right time of sleep is the night, and especially the midnight. But if someone has habituated and developed a certain different pattern of sleep, so that is normal for that person only. And Acharya Vagbhat has also given the remedy that asatmya jagaranat ardha pratah swapya bhuktavan. If someone has night awakening due to some reason, and that person is not habituated for that, so the person should take sleep in the morning. Pratah swapa, person should take sleep in the morning, but without meal. Abhuktavan. So if someone has night awakening and person is not habituated about that, so one should complete his or her sleep in the morning, but with the empty stomach. Do not have breakfast. Acharya Charak has also given about the quality of sleep, that ratro jagaranam ruksham snigdham praswapnam diva. If the night awakening, ratro jagaranam, it produces roughness in the body, and that ruksha property causes increase in the vata dosh. Snigdham praswapnam diva. Swapnam means sleep. So during the daytime, the day sleep causes increase in the unctuous property within the body, and that causes aggravation of kapha dosh. Whereas tva asina prachalaitam, if someone, asin means in the sitting posture, if someone have sleep in the sitting posture for a short duration, then that do not produces rukshata or snigdhata, aruksham anabhishyandi. So the cat, that is also called as cat nap. If someone takes a small nap of sleep for 15 to 20 minutes in a sitting position in the daytime, so that do not produces either the vata, rukshata, that is aggravation of vat, or that do not produces the snigdhata. So this cat nap is advised by the Ayurveda scholars if someone gets fatigue, so may have the sleep in the sitting posture for 15 to 20 minutes. Now, what are the indications of day sleep? Although the day sleep, it has been contraindicated in Ayurveda except the summer season. So, ग्रीष्मे त्वा आदान रुक्षाणाम वर्धमाने च मारुते रात्रीणाम च अति संक्षेपात दिवा स्वप्नः प्रशस्यते. Means in the Grishma season, that is this in summer season, because of increased property of ruksha guna, that is adan kal, and because of increased property of ruksha guna and the vata dosh, and the duration of night becomes shorter in the summers, so that's why the day sleep diva swapna is indicated. Prashasyate means it is helpful. So the day sleep is indicated in the summer season because of these reasons. Grishma varjeshu kaleshu diva swapnat prakupyata shleshma pitte diva swapna tasmat tesu na shishyate. Except the Grishma ritu, Grishmasya varjeshu, except the Grishma ritu or the summer season, other kalesu means in other seasons, the day sleep diva swapnat, it is not indicated. It causes prakupyata, prakop of, that is aggravation of shleshma, kapha and pitta dosh. So that's why the sleep is indicated only in the summer season. Now, what are the indications of day sleep? So Acharya Charak has described various conditions in which day sleep is indicated, like Gita Adhyana Mad Stri Karma Bhara Adva Karshita. If Ajiranana Chata China Vridhaya Balas Tatha Abala. If someone has got emaciated or has decreased power because of these reasons, that is, if someone has got fatigued because of excessive geet, means speaking, adhyanam, study, karma, that is because of the some procedures, that is panchakarma procedures have been described, applied. Bhar, excessive lifting of excess weight, adva, excessive walk. So if because of these reasons someone has got emaciated or someone has got fatigued, then can have day sleep. Ajirana, if someone has indigestion. Chata China, got emaciated. Vridha, old age. Bala, in a childhood or infant, or the person who has got decreased strength or stamina or has weight loss can have the day sleep. Similarly, other conditions like Trishna, Atisar, Sool, Artha, Shwasino, Hikkina, Krisha, Patit Abhihatam, Matta, Klanta, Yana Prajagare. Means Trishna means thirst. Someone is afflicted with the thirst, diarrhea, pain, Shwas, dyspnea, hiccup, hikkina, hiccup, krisha, again emaciated or weight loss. Patit abhihata means falling from some higher height and having the abhihata means having the trauma. Unamatta, some mental disorder. Klanta Klant means fatigued. Yana prajagare, fatigued because of yana means here the journey and the night awakening, prajagare. So in these conditions also the person may have day sleep. Another conditions are also Krodha, Soka, Bhaya Klanta, Diva Swapna Uchitaashchiye, Sarva Ete Diva Swapnam Sevarene Sarva Kalikam. So if the person has some mental trauma or mental strains, or then can have sleep like shock, grief, bhaya, fear, krodh, anger. In these conditions person may have the day sleep. So in these conditions if the person have day sleep, so that day sleep what effects produces within the body, dhatu samyam tatha hi esham balam cha api upajayate श्लेष्मा पुष्णाति चा अंगानि स्थैर्यम भवति चा आयुषा. Means in these different conditions if the person takes day sleep, that causes balance within the dosh dhatu mal, means the functional homeostasis within the dosh dhatu and mal, and causes strength to the body, aggravates the kapha dosh or balances the kapha dosh. Prushnati cha angani, nourishment to the body, and the sthari, power to the body and longevity. So because in these conditions there is excess of vata dosh and pitta dosh in all these conditions, so to balance that, if someone takes sleep within the daytime, so that day sleep balances their bodily functions. Person which is unfit for the day sleep. So here Acharya Charak has described few conditions in which day sleep is not indicated. Medasvina, an obese person. Sneha Nitya, after taking oily food. Shleshmala, the person who has dominance of Shleshma, that is kapha. Shleshma Rogana, person afflicted with some disorders of kapha. Dushi Vish Aratasya, or the person which have some chronic toxicity. They should not sleep in the daytime. Now, what are the different benefits of proper and sleep, and if there is improper sleep, so what are the different harmful effects of improper sleep? So Acharya Charak has given the verse Nidra yattam sukham dukham pushti karshyam balabalam vrishita klivata jnanam ajnanam jivitam na cha, means the nidra, the sleep, it is the deciding factor whether there will be sukh, that is state of health and pleasure in the body, dukh, state of disease or misery, pushti, nourishment, its opposite, that is karsh, emaciation or malnourishment, bal, that is strength to the body or weakness within the body, vrishita, vigor or virility, klivata, impotency, jnanam, proper perception of knowledge, ajnanam, ignorance or improper generation of knowledge, jivitam nacha, that is life or death. All these depend on the state of sleep. Whether if the sleep is proper, it causes health, nourishment, strength to the body, vigor, proper generation of knowledge or orientation toward the surrounding, perception of different kind of stimulus, and proper functioning of indriya and jivitam, longevity. And if there is improper sleep, just its opposite, that is dukh, it causes the disease, emaciation of the body, lack of power in the body, impotency, improper functioning of the different indriya and lack of knowledge, and may cause death also. Another verse is there again, Akale apratisangach nacha nidra sevita. Akala nidra means the untimely sleep, ati prasangach or excess sleep, nacha nidra nishevita or lack of sleep, means excess sleep, untimely sleep, or if there is lack of sleep or insomnia. So all these three conditions lead to disorders. Similar to, and the simile has been given as Kalaratri. Kalaratri is here means the time which is going to engulf the person or make dead to the person. So if the person is having improper sleep, that is going to remove the sukh, that is going to produce dukh, yani ki disease, and it reduces the longevity, ayu. So the one should take proper sleep. सैवयुक्ता पुनर्युक्ते निद्रा देहम सुख आयुषा पुरुषम योगिनम सिद्ध्या सत्या बुद्धिर avigata. The proper sleep produces the healthy state and longevity within the body. Savyukta means the proper sleep. Similar to and the simile has been given that as the yogi purush, they get different kind of siddhi when there is generation of satya buddhi. So in the same manner, if the person takes the proper sleep, then that proper sleep results into the healthy state of the body and longevity to the body. This is the another verse which is been given by the Acharya Charak. Deha vrittau yatha aharas tatha swapna sukhomata. Means the nourishment of the body, it depends on ahar and the swapna, nidra. Sukho means health. Swapna ahar samuthe cha stholya karshe visheshata. And similarly, the stholya, that is obesity, obesity and karsh, emaciation. These two means the malnourishment. These two conditions are the conditions of malnourishment, that is obesity, either obesity or the emaciation. Both are related to the diet, ahar and swapna. So the state of health or the state of disease, it depends on the intake of proper sleep. Now what are the causes of loss of sleep or insomnia? So Acharya Shushruta has given a beautiful verse related to that. Nidra nasho anilata pittam manna santapa chayat api sambhavat abhighasach pratyay nikai prashamyati. The cause of nidra nash is anilat, because of excess of vata dosh, pitta, excess of pitta dosh, mana santap, because of some emotional disturbances, chayat api, because of dhatu chaya, that is emaciation of the body, and abhikatash, abhikat, because of some injury or physical trauma, and because of some disorders. So all these conditions may produce nidra nash or loss of sleep. So here the excess of vata dosh, excess of pitta dosh, chaya of kapha dosh, as well as chaya of that is dhatu chaya, and manasantaf, so emotional disturbances, they produce nidra nash or insomnia. And pratyanikai prashamyanati, pratyak means just opposite. So to balance these vat, pitta and kaph and all these conditions, just opposite things to be applied. So these are the important factors for cause of sleep, lack of sleep or less sleep. And here the Acharya Vagbhat has described one important thing, that Kal is also an important factor. Kala Shila Chayo means the sleep, it gets automatically stopped because of Kal, that is time factor. Kalasya nidra nash hetu yena prabhat adau sa na bhavati शीलम अभ्यास तेन यस्य यस्य यस्मिन् काले निद्रा निवृत्तिर अभ्यास तस्य तस्य तस्मिन् काले सा भवति. We know that in midnight it is the right time of the sleep, but if someone has habituated and morning awakening, midnight sleep and morning awakening is advised for health, but if someone has habituated some different kind of sleep pattern, So that is normal for that person, and the awakening time or for that person will be different from the person who sleeps at midnight, and that will be normal for that. So here he has considered the kal as an important factor for awakening or stopping of sleep, along with the vyadhi vriddhayash anil pittayo. Anil means vat and pitta dosh. So Vagbhat has also given the same thing as described by Acharya Shushruta. Now, what are the different effects of suppression of natural urge of sleep? As I earlier discussed, that sleep is an important natural urge of the body, and if we suppress that, so the something immediately, some disturbances we perceive in the body. Nidra nashascha angamardascha. Angamard means the pain in the body. Siro gaurav, heaviness in the body. Jrimbhika, yawning. Jadya, jadya means stiffness in the body. Glani, a feeling of uneasiness. Bhram, some feeling of drowsiness. Apakti, indigestion. Tandra, drowsiness. So all these things happen if we suppress the urge of natural sleep. Now, if although as I earlier discussed, the day sleep, it is not advised except the summer season or some other conditions like the old age or in infants or childhood or in case of indigestion. So otherwise the day sleep is not indicated. But if the some have day sleep, so some disorders may be also produced, and Acharya Shushruta has enumerated a list of disorders which can be produced because of day sleep. And day sleep has been indicated in different etiological factors, under the category of different etiological factors also. First one is halimak. Halimak shira shulam istamityam guru gatrata angamardo agni nashasya pralepo hridyaschapi. Halimak means it is a kind of advanced stage of jaundice. Sirashul, headache. Stamitya, numbness. Guru gatrata, feeling of heaviness. Angamardo, malaise. Agni nashasya, loss of digestion capacity. And pralepo hridayascha, feeling of heaviness in the chest. So all these may get produced because of day sleep. Next is sof arochak hrillas apinas ardhav bhedak kot urupidika kandustandra kaso gal amaya. Edema, sof, arochak, anorexia, rillas, nausea, penis, coryza, cold, ardhav bhedak, hemicrania, coat, urticaria, pidika, abscess, kandu, itching, tandra, drowsiness, kas, cough, gal amaya. Gal means throat. So amaya means disease, diseases of throat. So all these may be produced because of day sleep. Another verse is also smriti buddhi pramohascha sanrodha srota samjara indriyanam asamartha vishvega pravardhanam. In smriti buddhi pramohascha, improper functioning of intellect. Smriti, buddhi pramohascha and smriti pramohascha, loss of memory or improper generation of memory. Sanrodha shrotasam, obstruction in the body channels. Jwara, fever. Indriyanam asamarthyam, improper functioning of sense organs and motor organs along with the intellect also. Vishvega pravardhanam, increased toxic effect of various chronic toxins within the body. So thank you all. The next subtopic is dream, which I will discuss in the next lecture. Thank you.